Yes, good morning. My name is Marilyn Chang. I'm the Director of International Student Recruitment and Partner Relations at Foothill and Anza Colleges. I am based in San Francisco area. I'm based here at the campus. So I'm really, really happy that I have an opportunity to speak to you today. Liz has been our oldest and biggest partner in Hong Kong. They have sent so many students to Foothill and Anza colleges, and all of them have done so well. We really love Liz. So I hope if you plan to apply to Foothill and Anza after at the end of my seminar today, yes, I think Liz will be able to provide you with the services, the quality services that you won't see anywhere. Yeah. Now, I just came off from another Zoom meeting. This seminar will be my 4th Zoom meeting today. Yeah, right now it's 8 p.m., 8 o'clock in the evening. We just had a big town hall meeting with all of our continuing students. And these days, our students are concerned about the coronavirus pandemic, how it will affect their studies, in the United States, or if they go home, what will happen to their visa. So we had a town hall meeting we just finished with our students, the president of Anza, the president of Foothill College, and the chancellor of both colleges were at this meeting. So we answered many of the students' questions, concerning this fall. So today, if you have any questions, if you are planning to apply for this fall, just in case, and our deadline is July 31st. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you today. Okay. Now, so Nicole or Kitty, who is here from Liz? So
I'm here, Marilyn.
Okay.
I'm here.
So if there are any questions, what should we do? Do we want to ask them to post it on chat, or how do you want to handle questions?
Okay, they will send the question to us and then we'll forward to you. See, yeah, for now you can talk about like for him the answer or the admission requirements or the deadline and some information about for him the answer, the college.
Okay, great. Okay, so I am going to open up my PowerPoint. Okay. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So can you see my PowerPoint? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let me get started because I don't want to, we have 1 hour for today's seminar and let's try to stay in the hour. But of course, if you have questions, if you want to chat with me a little bit longer, that's okay, okay? Now, I hope most of you know about community colleges in the United States because the students from Hong Kong, really like community colleges. It is very popular among students in Hong Kong, but I think in recent years, probably the number of students coming to the United States have declined because there are more opportunities in Hong Kong based on my knowledge. And, students are going to different countries as well. But don't let whatever is happening in politics prevent you from choosing an education system that you think it will be best for you. Okay, as an educator, I'm not just here trying to promote Foothill Anza. I also want to make sure you make your best choice as to what type of education system, what kind of school is best for you. And to me, having studied myself at UCLA, and then also worked for the University of California State University system, and then now at a community college, I strongly believe that the community colleges in the United States is one of the best systems in the world. It really provides students with a pathway to, strengthen their first 2 years of studies, adjust to the US education system, adjust to a new culture, And then it will help you identify what your true strength and interests are, so that, we can help you, transfer to one of the best 4 universities where you will get your bachelor's degree. And I think, for the small size classroom setting in community colleges, it really helped international students adjust. And among American students, almost half, as you can see, half of the high school students in the United States, they all start with a community college here in the US. And community colleges are generally public colleges. They are run by each state. So in California, we have over 110 community colleges, okay? No other state in the United States has as many community colleges as we do in California. That's why we could absorb so many international students. And also because we have an excellent transfer system here in California between the community colleges and the University of California system, California State system, and also the private universities. But students can go anywhere in the United States. So that's why, again, community colleges are so popular. And here at Foothill De Anza colleges, we have about almost 3,000 international students. So we are very internationalized. And also we have about 85 countries represented, okay? So the education system, here's a chart of education system in the United States. Basically after 12 years of high school, the students will start with their undergraduate program. And the undergraduate program is 4 years here in the United States. And if a student would like to divide this 4 years into 2 parts, they can do that, which is what you often hear 2 + 2. So the first 2 years, year 1 and year 2, the student will study at a community college at like Foothill and De Anza. If you would like to get a degree from us, that will be called the associate's degree. And then we'll help you transfer to a 4-year institution where you will finish your last 2 years, the 3rd and the 4th year. And that is where you will get your bachelor's degree from. So your bachelor degree diploma is going to be coming from the 4-year university or college, not from a community college. So if you transfer from us to UC Berkeley, to Columbia University, to Yale, you are going to be graduating from there, okay? Now, so after bachelor's degree, if you would like to get a higher degree, that will be a master's degree, and then followed by doctoral degree. So master's degree and doctoral degree are part of what we call postgraduate or graduate programs, okay? Now coming to, back to 2 + 2, okay? So the first 2 years that you will be studying at a community college, the type of classes are exactly the same as if you were studying at a 4-year college or university. The first 2 years consists of mainly what we call general education classes. That means it doesn't matter what your major is, music, biology, or business. Every student in the United States have to take some general education classes. This is because the US government, the US education system, we strongly believe that a student should be well-rounded. A young person should be well-rounded. So that's why we want you to also take classes in other subjects, okay? And you also have a chance to explore what your strengths and weaknesses are. Perhaps you started off with accounting, but then after taking a couple of accounting classes, you feel that there's too much mathematics involved. So you don't like it anymore, okay? But you still want to study in business. Well, then in that case, you have the opportunity to change major. So that's why the 4-year undergraduate program in the United States, I really believe that it gives a young person more flexibility than the 3-year type of bachelor's undergraduate program in British system. Okay, as we know, the British system is only 3 years, but you do have that foundation year, or if you were studying at a secondary education in the British system, you also have the A level or the 13th year of high school. But in the United States, you don't have that. So I think the total number of years is basically the same, whether it's the British or the American system. But however, if students did come from an international school or British system, we do take the O-level or IGCSE, which I will tell you later. So the community college, if some families may be concerned about cost, so that offers this family a lot of money in terms of savings, okay? And I'll show you later too. And I mentioned earlier, the small class size. That I think is a very good thing for students. If you start your first year of college or university in a classroom in a huge lecture with like 500 students, such as like when I was studying at UCLA, you don't know the professors because they are taught by, because the first year classes are taught by teaching assistants, TAs. So you really don't have a chance to meet the professors yet. But at community colleges, all classes are taught by the professors. Okay, and we have, if you come to a large community college and a famous one like ours, the type of services that we offer is basically the same, and the facilities are basically the same as a four-year institution. And then if you get an associate degree from a community college, you are also able to go on and do practical training, which is called OPT, optional practical training. So you can work a year and explore again, see what your interests are, and then you can apply to the university for the third year. So, or you can just go directly, okay? So there's different choice. That's why I said, American education system do offer students a lot of flexibility. Now, of course, whatever school you choose, whether it's a university or college, private college or a community college, you want to make sure that they are accredited. That means they are recognized by the government of that country, as well as if you plan to go back to Hong Kong, is recognized by the, by the Ministry of Education also, okay? Now, for Foothill and De Anza, we are definitely accredited school because we are actually regarded as top 2 community colleges in California among 110 colleges, community colleges, okay? And we have among top largest numbers of international students, like I mentioned, of almost 3,000, okay? And then if you are really targeting the University of California, then UC is #1 for us, for our international students. We have the highest number of students, total, American and international students, getting accepted and transferring to the University of California system. So I will tell you a little bit more later too. Okay, just a quick overview about Foothill and De Anza colleges, okay? We have about 100 different programs, majors for you to choose from, okay? So I'm sure there's something that will be within your interest. And then the tuition and fees for 1 year is about $8,000 starting this fall. So that is very affordable. This is tuition and fees only, okay? And the class size is about 25 to 30 students per class. So again, you really have a great interaction. You have opportunities to get to know your professor and for your professor to get to know you as well. Now, the admissions for community college is quite flexible. For us, we are on quarter system, so we admit students 3 times a year. So right now, as I mentioned earlier, we are still accepting application for this fall. The deadline, application deadline is July 31st. We have a lot of services for our students, just like the university. We have tutoring center, counseling center. We have a transfer center that specializes in helping students prepare for the transfers. We have health center. If you are sick, you can go to our health center first to see the nurse and the doctor, okay? We have student government. We have about 60 to 70 different student organizations and clubs. So lots of extracurricular services and programs for you to get involved. Okay? But of course, one of the things that we are most famous for is our transfers. We have lots of transfer agreements and partnerships, and especially, again, if you're looking at the UCs, this is a great pathway for you, okay? And another thing is because of our location, which I'm going into right next, we are considered two of the safest community colleges in the United States. And the reason is because really of our location. we are located, okay, in Northern California, just south of San Francisco. So here we are, Foothill College and Anza College. The two colleges are about 45, 50 minutes south of San Francisco, okay? And the two colleges are 10 minutes between each other. We're just 10 minutes between each other drive. We are also only about 20 minutes to the second largest city in California, San Jose. So basically we are between San Francisco and San Jose. So as you can see, we are very close to Stanford University here, which is only about 15 minutes. And from Stanford University to the city of San Jose, this is Silicon Valley. This is the famous Silicon Valley, where all these biomed and high-tech companies are headquartered and located, such as Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Intel, okay? Anza College, in fact, is located in the same city as Apple Computer headquarters, okay? And then we also have NASA, one of the United States Space Agency's fields here. So if any of you are interested in that, about a month ago, one of the rockets was sent into space by NASA. It was not sent from here, it was sent from Florida, but it was a joint project between NASA and also Tesla, okay? So that rocket was a joint project between Tesla, which is one of the largest, most famous green car manufacturer. It is headquartered here in the Silicon Valley as well, okay? So, and then in terms of universities, we have Stanford University here, we have UC Berkeley about 1 hour, UC Davis about 2 hours to the east, UC Santa Cruz is about 30 minutes south from us, and then we have UC San Francisco here in San Francisco, and then San Francisco State, USF, University of San Francisco, Santa Clara University. So we have a lot of great universities around us in the San Francisco Bay Area. We call this the Bay Area because we are surrounded on all three sides by the Pacific Ocean by water. So, you know, our climate is very comfortable, not as hot as Southern California, such as Los Angeles area. Okay, like today is only like 78 degrees, so it's only about 27 degrees Celsius here. So it's very comfortable. And because we are located, you know, among these high-tech companies, so this area, you know, the education level and then the income level is higher. So that's why, you know, people who live here, you know, are mainly working in these industries or as affiliated with Stanford. So that's why we are considered two of the safest community colleges in the United States. But of course, no matter how safe it is, I always tell students, whenever you go out, you still have to be careful, okay? So, you know, especially at night, you know, here, you know, in the United States, we don't walk that much at night. So, so in this case, you know, so when you go out, so still, you know, try to be careful as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because of the attractiveness of our area, one of the most popular business magazines called Forbes magazine, it rated San Francisco and San Jose Bay Area as top cities for young professionals. Well, we sure do have a lot of young professionals around us because they all work at these major high-tech companies, Twitter, you know, Google, Yahoo, Facebook, and so forth. And they also love the outdoors. So because here in the Bay Area, we have, students, you can go to the beach, you know, in about 30 minutes. You can go to the mountains in the winter times to see snow in about 4 hours. And we have national parks, famous national parks like Yosemite, things like that. And on weekends, if you want to go shopping in San Francisco, you can take a train or you can just take an Uber. You know, a few students share a car and then just, you know, go to the city. So it is actually very convenient here, even by public transportation. It's not like what people say, you know, it is difficult by bus or by train. Actually, depending on where you are, here in Northern California, San Francisco area, it is actually quite convenient. It is more convenient than Southern California. Okay, so lots of things to do especially if you enjoy the great outdoor and culture also. I mentioned earlier that our tuition and fees a year is about $8,000, right? So as you can see, looking at this chart, you do save a lot of money, okay, for during the first 2 years. So, you know, if you were studying at any of the UCs, UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC San Diego, your annual tuition will be almost $50,000. If you go to top private universities such as Stanford University, University of Southern California, is almost $60,000. Don't forget that you do need to add another $20,000 of living expenses, books, supplies, you know, medical insurance to these tuitions. So for Foothill and De Anza, our annual estimate is about $27,000. Okay, so if you go to the UCs later, you will save a lot of money during the first 2 years because UC will estimate about $70,000, almost $70,000 a year, including everything. Okay, so students, you can also apply for scholarship when you transfer to universities. Many universities do offer scholarships for transfer students as well. Okay. Okay. And then also, we have some very famous alumni who has studied at Foothill De Anza. So if any of you would like to be, claim yourself to be, oh, I studied at the same school as Steve Jobs of Apple. Well, you should choose De Anza College then. Both founders of Apple Computer, they studied at De Anza College. Okay, Steve Jobs is probably the most famous one because he's more in the public. Steve Wozniak, he's more behind the scene. Okay, so he studied 2 years and then transferred to UC Berkeley. Steve Jobs was already a Stanford student, so he took some classes at De Anza College. We also had the UCLA's chancellor, okay, one of the former chancellor studied at Foothill College for 2 years, and then he transferred to Stanford University. Many of our graduates, after they get their bachelor's degree, they went on to very successful jobs. So we are very proud of our international students, okay? And then if you want to know more about our alumni and see some of their stories, we do have a website dedicated to our alumni. So you can go into this website and look up more stories about our alumni. In terms of faculty, okay, because Foothill De Anza is regarded two of the top community colleges in California, our faculty really come from very experienced background. They graduated from top universities and they have lots of teaching experiences. At community college in general, the faculty are very into teaching. They're less into research or doing consulting jobs. Their passion is teaching. So students really will get the 100% attention of our faculty. And many of our faculty, especially those faculty who are teaching our STEM majors, such as computer engineering, environmental studies, and so forth, they are also working in their field. I had one student from China who transferred to UCLA. He studied at Foothill College. He says the computer classes he studied at Foothill was more practical and interesting than what he's getting at UCLA, because at UCLA the classes are more theoretical. Okay, he said because one of his teachers at Foothill College was also working at Google, so the instructor often brought projects from Google into the classroom and have the students work on them also. So he felt that he really learned a lot from that instructor. Yeah. And one of our anthropology faculty, Dr. Nengo, he came from Harvard University. He used to take our students on trips, and then and also he used to do archaeological trips. Yeah, so, okay. And then we have had some special events for, that took place at Foothill and De Anza colleges. And, and then, so such as the in 2014, when Apple came out with the iPhone 6 and the Apple Watch, it was released at the Anza College in our huge auditorium. That was such a secret event with so many security because no one knew what was going on. Okay, and if any of you are interested in knowing more about Steve Jobs' life, you can watch a movie about him. I'm sure you can find the movie on YouTube. And in this movie, it came out around 2014 also. I think the beginning part was filmed at the Anza as well. Okay. So when students come study at our colleges, there are lots of opportunities for you to be exposed to speakers program, to different activities, because again, our location is really one of the best things for Foothill and the Anza colleges. Yeah, we offer about 100 different majors. Okay, here are some of the most popular majors of our students. Our business program is huge. We have accounting, international business, marketing, management, okay, so forth. And our STEM majors are also very popular. Anything in the computer field, computer information system, computer science, computer engineering, computer graphic design, okay? And engineering, you can do chemical engineering, electrical engineering, so forth. Another very popular one is environmental science and studies. Unfortunately, not too many international students are interested, but this program, environmental studies and science, has great potential because, you know, given the global warming and the changing of, Arctic Circle and so forth, and recycling, this has a lot of potential. We always say that, yeah. And if you are interested in the arts, we have great music program, theater program, okay? And our film and television is also very regarded as top film program in the United States among community colleges. Actually, one of my students who used to work for me last year, okay, he studied music and he transferred to Johns Hopkins Peabody School of Music. So our students really, they really study hard and they do really well, yeah. Foothill and the Anza colleges, we are considered medium and large size community colleges. Okay, Foothill College has about 14,000 students and the Anza has about 18,000 students. So we offer basically all the same type of services for our students. For international students, we have international student office at each campus. So if you have any questions or any problems, you can always come to the International Student Office first and ask us. And then if it's not within our office, sir, then we will refer you to the correct department. We also have great transfer services to support our students because international students choosing Foothill de Anza are mainly because you want to transfer. You want to use Foothill de Anza as a jumping board for you to reach a top university, right? So we have transfer centers that specialize in helping students, prepare for your transfer. We do big transfer fairs every year with about 70 universities, from the United States. We even have universities from overseas, such as University of British Columbia, come. Schools, they love to recruit our students because they know that the quality of our students is very, very strong. If you need some extra help with any subjects, you can always go to our tutoring centers because it's free. There are tutors that can help you with any subjects that you need, okay? I mentioned earlier, if you are sick, you can go to our health center, okay? And if you have very high GPA, you definitely should join our honors program. Our honors program is for students who have at least a GPA of about 3.3. And then by joining the honors program, you get special counselors helping you. And then when you transfer, that will look really good on your transcript. And the Foothill College honors program also have a special preferred admissions to UCLA. So there's lots of advantages for you to join the honors program at both colleges, okay? Now, I'm sure one of the most important things that you are concerned about is transferring, okay? One of the most popular system where our international students would like to transfer to is the University of California system. In California, I mentioned that we have a very good transfer network. We have 3 public higher education systems. One is the community college. We have about 110 community colleges, okay? And then the other system is California State University system, which has 23 campuses, such as San Francisco State University, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State San Diego, San Jose State. They're all named after the city, okay? And then the third public university system in California is the famous University of California system. There are 10 campuses, and they're also named after the city they're located in. You see Berkeley, located in Berkeley. You see Davis, you see Riverside, you see San Diego, okay? You see San Francisco is the only one that does not have a bachelor program or undergraduate program, because UC San Francisco is basically medical school, okay? So the other 9 campuses all have bachelor's degree program. Okay. So most of our students will stay in California because there are already so many choices in California. But again, you are able to transfer to any universities within the United States. Okay, so you can definitely go to New York, Boston. Many of our students will go to the East Coast. They like to go to those private universities such as Brown, Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, Boston U, and so forth. And then students who go to the central part of the United States, which we call the Midwest, they usually choose the larger public universities such as University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, University of Wisconsin, Madison, Purdue University, Indiana University, and so forth. So our counselors will be able to help you identify what school that you're interested in. And then once you identify the school that you're interested in, we'll tell you exactly what are the requirements and how you can prepare for your transfer. So in this case, you will not be wasting any time, wasting any money on making sure you take the right classes during your 2 years at Foothill and De Anza. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Here we are. Okay, there is something also called guaranteed admissions transfer. Okay, transfer admissions guarantee. Sorry, transfer admissions guarantee, which is TAG. Okay, this is for students who are really interested in getting applying to their preferred university earlier, and hopefully they could get to know whether they will be accepted by the university earlier. So within the UC system here, as you can see, there are, out of the 9 UCs, 6 of them offer tags. Okay, Davis, Irvine, Santa Cruz, Santa Barbara, Merced, and Riverside. They offer tags, okay? So basically a student, you can apply a little bit earlier during the month of September after your first year with us, and then you will get to know whether you get accepted earlier. And then during the month of November, you can still apply to as many other UCs as you want to. Okay? So for TAG, you can only choose one of these. Yeah. So this is a great benefit for California community college students. It is not available to community colleges outside of California. Okay. So if you look on the UC website, you will notice that 90% of all transfer students to the UC system come from California community colleges, okay? Because, UCs are public universities of California, so they do give priority and more spaces to the students from California community college. Even international students, if you are studying at a community college in California, you are considered same as transferring from a California community college. Now, I mentioned earlier that the honors program at Foothill College has a preferred admission to UCLA. It is only to certain majors at the College of Letters and Science, and which is the one that most students are interested in anyway. And then Foothill and De Anza we are also part of UC Berkeley's Pathway program. Now, this Pathway program is a little bit different from some of the pathway that you may hear these days, which is like a one-year program, pre-university program. This is not what like that. This is more of a transfer, special transfer advising service provided by UC Berkeley. Because UC Berkeley love to have more students from Foothill and De Anza, they chose De Anza College first several years ago as one of the partners for their Pathway program. They come and do special services, advising services, and then they track your performance so that when you apply to Berkeley, they know you and you may get, bonus points by getting easier to get accepted by Berkeley. So, and then later on, they also added Foothill College. So now Foothill and De Anza College are both part of the UC Berkeley's Pathway program. So I mentioned earlier that we are #1 for acceptance and transfer to the UC system. Here are some numbers for you that of how many international students got accepted last fall of 2019. Okay, if I included American students, then these numbers will be much higher. Okay, so these are the top 4 most popular UCs and the hardest to get in UCs for our students. So as you can see, UC is the primary target among our international students. And down below, we show you where some of our other students are transferring to. So again, you can go to any universities and colleges in the United States, make sure you meet all their requirements. Now, if you would like to go outside the United States, you can do that also. We have had students who go back to Hong Kong and attend Hong Kong U. We have students who go study in Japan and then go to Canada. I think the most popular universities for our students who go to Canada is British Columbia, University of British Columbia, and University of Toronto. So those are the most popular ones for our students heading to Canada. Yeah. So here is a website. If any of you are interested in looking at how transfer works, assist.org is a very good tool. Every student will be using that when they come to our college and to help them do their transfer planning. It's called assist.org. Okay. Now, we also have a short program called US Experience at Foothill De Anza. This is mainly a program for students who are already university students, or perhaps they finished high school, but they're not sure what they want to do. So they just want to come to the United States to experience, for a short time, maybe 1 quarter or 2 quarters. They can do that. You can choose whatever classes you're interested in, and then, you can go to another school and try, European students love this type of gap year. Sometimes it's called gap year. So, and then they go back to their universities where they will finish their program. And so if any of you would like to do this in the future, you can do that as well. And you can also study certificate programs with us. We do have lots of certificate programs which are more professional type of programs, okay, especially in the computer area. That is very popular, yeah. In terms of applying to Foothill and De Anza, we are on quarter system, as I mentioned, so we do accept students 3 times a year. In California, among the 110 community colleges, only 3 community colleges are on quarter system. Okay, Foothill and De Anza College, and also another smaller college called Lake Tahoe College. So we are the only 3 that are on quarter system. The rest are all a semester system. So we are very lucky in that we could accept students 3 times a year. September for fall, winter for January for winter, and April for spring, okay? So right now, so we are still accepting application for this fall until July 31st. The requirements are basically for a Hong Kong student is that we look at your high school transcript, and we do require TOEFL or IELTS. And since during the coronavirus pandemic, since TOEFL and IELTS are not offered in most countries, therefore many of our students are taking Duolingo instead. Duolingo is a relatively new test, but it has been out for about, I think, 6-7 years already. So if any of you could take Duolingo from home, you can do it from your own computer at home, okay? The minimum score is 95. If you already have TOEFL, the minimum score is 61, and if you already have IELTS, then it's 6.0. Another test that we do accept is the ITEP test. I believe Litz is a test center for ITEP. Okay, so we require level 4. We don't require SAT or ACT, okay? Phew, aren't you glad about that? So secondary, so basically we look at your high school, your high school diploma from Hong Kong, HKDSE, and then if you are going to an international school, then if you finish O-level or IGCSE, then that's great. Basically what we look for is completion of 5 subjects minimum. Any subjects is fine, okay? 5 subjects with grades of C or better in each of them. C or better in each of the 5 subjects. That's all we ask for. The minimum age we look for is age 16. So if you have if you graduate from O-level or from Hong Kong system, then the minimum age is 16. Okay, if you did not finish your high school, okay, then we do require minimum age of 18. So if you would like to look at our website for more information about our admissions, this is the website. But of course, I think the easiest way is just to have Liz help you do all the work. Let Liz do all the work. That's the easiest thing for you, right? Yeah, okay. Now, we strongly recommend students get involved in extracurricular activities when you are studying at any school, because again, it goes back to what I said earlier. We want the American education system is we would like to have students become well-rounded, okay? So it doesn't mean that you are a great student studying, you get 100 in everything, you get 4.0 GPA, but if you are only limited to just studying, okay, and going from home to the library to the classes and that's it, then you are not really enjoying your full study abroad experience. So, so it is very important for you to also join some type of activities, on campus or even off campus to help you broaden your horizon. And when you apply for your transfer and when you start writing your personal statement, your experience, your leadership skills, your communication skills will all come out. It will make you look as like a much better candidate, okay? So the universities, they're really looking at those personal statements and look at what you did outside the classroom. So at Foothill de Anza, we have lots of opportunities for you to get involved. And even off campus, we have lots of volunteer organizations. So lots of, places where you can also, go do some volunteering. That will look great on your personal statement too. In terms of housing, I'm sure some of you are wondering about housing. Community colleges in general do not have housing, do not have dormitories, okay? That's why we are called community colleges. So students will be mainly staying with host family, which we will arrange for you if you do not have any friends or relatives nearby that you can stay with. So by staying with the host family, doing a homestay, you do have meals provided if you wish, or if you don't want meals, that's fine. You will have your own private bedroom, okay, and then almost includes lots of utilities, internet, and so forth. So we do work with an organization called International Student Placement, ISP. They arrange all the homestays for our students. If you prefer not to do a homestay and you prefer to stay with other students, ISP, they also have something called shared housing. Shared housing is they have a big house where they can accommodate up to 7 students. So each student will also get their own private bedroom. This type of arrangement is especially good for students who are a little bit more independent, because you do have to do your cleaning. I think they provide cleaning actually, sorry, but you do all your own cooking because no meals are included. So if you would prefer to stay with other students, shared housing is a great arrangement. Well, once you get to know the area better, perhaps after 1 quarter or 2 quarters, okay, if you would like to move out of homestay, something like that, because you made some new friends, you want to, rent an apartment and share an apartment with a new friend, you can do that. You can go look around. There's lots of choices of apartments in our area. In general, students will share an apartment with at least 1 or 2 students, because if you do live by yourself, then that can be quite expensive. So on the average, if you share an apartment with another student, it is around $900 a month. Okay, of course, then you do share the utilities, the electricity, the water, and so forth, and then you will probably share food costs as well. Yeah. Okay, so now let's take a look at some pictures of both colleges. Okay, and then let me show you some Foothill College photos first. Now, Foothill College, okay, just like the name, Foothill, it is located at the bottom of the hill. It is located in a quiet residential area, okay, and the town is called Los Altos Hills, okay. It is a beautiful small town and one of the richest communities. As you can see, the Foothill campus is very pretty. It has lots of flowers and grass. It's almost like a park when you walk around Foothill College. Okay, so it is a more quieter campus. Most students who study at Foothill will live about 20 to 30 minutes away from Foothill. Okay, and so if you like a quieter campus, then I recommend Foothill College. Okay, so both of our colleges, we have state-of-the-art facilities. We have great labs, laboratories, computer lab, libraries. Okay. So students, you will have a lot of opportunities to stay on campus and meet with your friends and study. So the study environment is excellent. So Foothill College has about 14,000 students, as I mentioned earlier, and which include about 800 international students. Okay, and we also have lots of sports facilities, swimming pool, football field, track and field, and so forth. Now, if you like a livelier campus setting, okay, and community, then I recommend the Anza College. The 2 colleges are only located about 10 minutes drive between each other, but Foothill College is located in a quieter neighborhood, while the Anza is located in the downtown city center of Cupertino, as I mentioned, where Apple Computer is headquartered. I can walk to Apple Computer headquarters in like 10-15 minutes. Driving is only like 5 minutes, yeah. So the Anza College is a much larger school. It has about 18,000 students, including about 1,700 international students. Okay, and the Anza is a Spanish name, so the architecture style has a Spanish flavor to it. Okay, it is because it has larger students, so you do see larger buildings at the Anza campus. Now, most students who study at the Anza College, they live very close by to the college. They can live so close that they can walk to school even. The Anza College has a free bicycle program, okay, that that they can loan to the students. Yeah. Okay. So as I mentioned, if any of you are interested in sports, there's lots of opportunities for you to get involved, whether it's for fun or for competition. I remember that usually students from some from Hong Kong high schools are, they usually get involved in some type of sports at our colleges. Yeah, so it is, I think, again, that is something considered extracurricular activities also. Yeah, okay. So let me see here. Okay. Here we are. So this is the end of my presentation today, and it is called. If you would like some more information, you're welcome to look us up on our website, and it is called it's www.international.fhda.edu. Okay, so right now I do have a special guest which I invited tonight. And right now, I have to ask Liz to see if they could let him in.
大家好，我係 Joseph Ng, International Student Program at the Anza Supervisor. I'm also from Hong Kong, long time ago. I moved here 30-something years ago, and I'm now the director of the program. Like Marilyn had mentioned earlier, our program has about 1,700 international students, and it's about 10% of the total population. And our program is one of the largest in the Northern California in community colleges. The Anza is a very vibrant campus, has a very large population, very diverse population. And many good things have been mentioned already by Marilyn, and our campus is more like a city-like, a mini city-like, mini university-like campus because of our location, right in the middle of Cupertino City. And I want to say we want to welcome you no matter what is happening right now with COVID-19 virus pandemic, and we are still open, we are still accepting and welcoming students from all over the world. Just want to say thank you. Dr. Kawai.